This is the Florida Gators Basketball Preview Show, presented by Tower Hill Insurance.
Head coach Cam Neubauer enters his fourth season with the Gators, and he recently sat down with Kyle Crooks to share his thoughts on the upcoming season.
Here with head women's basketball coach Cam Neubauer. Coach, it's been a while since we've had the opportunity to chat, but it's certainly been a much different offseason for your team, for yourself, for your staff. So what's it been like getting ready for what is going to be an unorthodox type of season?
It's definitely been a adaptability type season where you have to morph to whatever has been happening to us with COVID, with the social injustice issues, with players' mental health, on just adapting to what's new in the class structure, with what they can do socially. And so I think we just have all had to come together and communicate more openly, I think, about feelings and what's happening and how to navigate things. And it's just such a time of uncertainty, but what remains is you still got to keep working to improve on the court as a team, as individuals, and that's been a constant, I think, for us.
Once you get on the court, what's that competitive nature been like? Because you have new additions to this program, and you have some players that are returning. Last year, you had a lot of freshmen that played some big minutes. So what's that competitive balance been like on the practice court?
What's been nice is the competitiveness of practice every day, even our workouts early on. It's almost been a release for our players in a sense of normalcy. And it's been awesome to see just how eager they are to improve and just to play, just to be in the gym, playing together, playing against each other, and pushing each other. And it's taken us time to get where we are, going into year 4 right now, and it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of sticking with the process, and from a recruiting standpoint, is trying to get the right people in here with the right mindsets for us to try to take the program to the next level.
Who are the vocal leaders on this team? You know, there are some returners who have played that role in the past. Do they return and play that same role? And have you seen new leaders emerge on this team as well?
It's been great from a leadership perspective, just seeing the returners and what they do. Nina, Lav, Chris, Kiki, and Faith all are taking on a role that's completely different. And a number of them are only sophomores, and Chris being a junior. But just pulling players aside and showing them, like demonstrating one-on-one while a drill's going on, also being vocal and in front of the team and demonstrating. Like, so one thing we do is we will stop and have them explain a drill so that their voice is more pronounced and that the new players are used to hearing them. But seeing the courage they have to step up and explain things, and sometimes not explain them correctly, but then also have the courage to pull a player beside and say, hey, this is what you should be doing and helping them grow. But then also the competitiveness they're having day in and day out. And we've even seen upperclassmen where an underclassman might really go at them and outplay them, and they walk up to them and say, hey, great job, that was great what you did there, which is very uncommon when you get beat to tell someone else good job in practice from an upperclassman.
And let me ask you from a production standpoint, because you get back Kiki Smith, who I feel like made a big jump offensively last year, was always a vocal leader, and then Lavender Briggs comes onto the scene as an all-SEC freshman type of year, averaging around 15 points. Are you going to heavily rely on those two in terms of production on the floor? And a two-pronged question, what do you think the offense is going to look like this year with a lot of new players?
I think Lav and Kiki are very experienced with being able to score the ball. Nina's capable, Christina's capable, Faith is capable. We have a number of new players that are more than capable as well. So trying to provide a more balanced offense where other players have opportunities that are conducive to their skill sets. So I think we will be playing differently than what you've seen in the past, a little different style, and we need more people to score. Lav's capable of putting up big numbers, but she can't do it on her own. Kiki can score a multitude of ways as well, but in our league, with the teams we play and how good they are in their schemes, you've got to have a number of players that can step up when their number's called and make plays that can win you games. And I think our returners have really put in work in the offseason while at home during COVID to really sharpen their skills, to really work on their weaknesses, and it's been great to see how it manifests itself now directly into our practices day to day.
So Cam, last year you had a lot of freshmen, newcomers into the SEC. They made a big impact into this program, and now you add more newcomers into the program, 7 of them to be exact, and a couple of players that have some experience at this level. But just what does that provide this team going into this year?
First and foremost, what it's provided every day in practice is a number of people with experience at this level and what it should look like in practice. So the intensity of practice, the competitiveness of practice has been a lot of fun. And from a coaching perspective, we have not had to drive that as you do sometimes with such young teams. But also with the new young players, they come in highly competitive, wanting to play immediately, wanting to get better, and having that hunger for adding to our team immediately, more than just value of who they are, but also what they do on the court. And so that's been a lot of fun to see. And it's happened organically. And I think you're gonna see a number of players this year that are gonna have opportunities to contribute to us and that are gonna add value in a number of different ways. I think we've got a really good skill set with a number of players that can stretch the floor but can also attack the rim. And it's just exciting to be at practice every day. And I'm energized when I leave because of how competitive they are, because of how hard they practice, and because of how much they push each other. I think that's part of the growth of our program, because that's one thing you build for, to where that happens on its own. And when it's player-led, it's really special to sit back and watch and to get to try to push the buttons to create those opportunities each day for highly competitive moments, to where now it makes us better from drill to drill and day to day, which, going into the season is only gonna make us better.
So Cam, we appreciate the time going into year 4. We're excited for you. We're excited for this program, and certainly going to be an exciting season. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and giving us the lowdown on your team.
Appreciate it, Kyle. And we're excited just to be together, be competing, and hopefully everybody in our community will keep doing what they can to stay safe and healthy. Wear those masks, social distance, and go Gators.